Okay, so before you buy that cool car, move into that great loft, take that trip to Bali, whether you get that extra skinny mocha latte, put some money in the bank. Okay, I'm going to indulge myself occasionally here with some policy wonky stuff, and that I think that our legislature should pass a law, our Senate should pass a law, our Congress should pass a law that exempts interest income on bank accounts of less than $50,000. Okay? Lesson. Going to run for office here. Lesson number 2, read the fine print. We have all become used to being presented with dense lawyer-written contract when we purchase something. Most of us blithely go about clicking the I accept button, initial here, initial there, initial here, sign down here. If the lesson of the foreclosure crisis is anything, it's that you need to pay attention to that fine print. If you don't understand it, don't sign it. Another indulgence, wonky indulgence, our legislature should pass a law that requires all of this purchasing contract language to be written in straightforward language. Lesson number 3. Lesson number 3, manage your debt. Sometimes debt can be a really good thing. For instance, starting a business, financing your education. Okay? It's also times where it's very useful is when you're going to make a large purchase, such as a home. Or perhaps you need to use it in order to finance a medical procedure or something like that. But debt can also become a financial straitjacket. Your freedom and your ability to enjoy life can be limited by debt. Don't get sucked into those credit card offers of free T-shirts, airlines tickets, 0% interest rates. Remember, it's always initial interest rates. Most people really only need one credit card. Ooh. Okay, the best way for you to know how you're doing with debt management is to know your credit card score. Your credit score. Honestly, most students have pretty low credit scores. This is just because you have a fairly short financial history. But just as you've succeeded in managing your GPA, you should now begin the task of managing your credit score. Okay? That high credit score will save you tens of thousands of dollars. That high credit score can allow you to move into the apartment that you want to. It may be key in getting the job that you're applying for. Okay. But don't just think of all of this advice as some mundane prescriptions from, as one of my colleagues calls me, a heartless, pencil-pushing economics professor. Rather, is the advice about trying to have a happy life. A life dominated by financial demands created by not paying attention to your budget has little room for things that create happiness. One of the aspects of being happy that is so easily sacrificed by those facing financial stress is participation in their community. Looking back over the past 40 years since I graduated from West Valley Community College, it is not my cars, not my homes, not my trips to exotic places that have made me happy. Now, don't get me wrong. I liked all those things. Well, except maybe a certain red Fiat my wife made me buy back in 1938. But my happiest memories come from being part of some community. Family, friends, neighborhoods, workplace, clubs, teams, schools, all have added to the richness of my life. I've often said what a pleasure it has been to be part of the Shoreline community for these past 15 years. My colleagues, staff, administrators, and faculty are one heck of a community to be a part of. And as a community, we share a common goal. That's to help others, to help you meet your goals. That's why we take such pride in your achievement today. But this is why it pains me to have to say goodbye to colleagues who are being laid off as a result of the current budget crisis. This is why it pains me to see our legislature insist on balancing the budget by reducing funding and raising tuition, closing off higher education to students, rather than putting on a modest income tax on people making over $250,000. I will forever be grateful to those who contributed to my generations and my ability to attain my educational goal. They made it possible for me to earn my undergraduate degree for less than $500. I earned my graduate degree without paying any tuition whatsoever. Perhaps this was the experience of that those people went through with the Great Depression that caused this greater generation to pull joy from the achievements of others. It is my hope that what we come after this great recession, in fact now during this great recession, that we seize the opportunity to engage and transform our community. A community that is environmentally sustainable, a community that is socially and economically just, a community that encompasses family, friends, neighborhoods, cities, regions, nations, the world. A community that finds joy in its diversity. It is with these thoughts and hopes that I'd like to congratulate you on your accomplishments and thank you for your contributions to the Shoreline community.
Please join me in welcoming Senator Paul Shen.
President Lambert, Board of Trustees and their faculty, and especially to my graduates in front of me. It is an honor to stand before you and address you a few words, and thank you for inviting me. Also, I'd like to, if you don't mind, compliment our Shoreline band. Year was a 261 BC, Alexander the Great conquered Egypt. Upon returning home, he was given a huge homecoming banquet, food and drinks and music. While listening to music, he fell asleep. After he woke up, you know what he says? Holding his sword, the sword could only conquer human flesh, but the music could conquer human heart. Indeed, you have conquered my heart. Thank you. 1955, I landed in the United States for the first time in my life, San Francisco. I was amazed by the beauty of the city. So I decided to walk around, walk up on the hill, walk down the waterfront, walk to Government Street, Marketplace, and soon I become hungry like anyone else. So in order to eat something, I went to a restaurant, sit down, then a lady come ask me, what would you like to eat? I have never seen a white American lady in my life. I got scared, so I walked out. Another restaurant, sit down, again, same lady come ask me, what do you want to eat? I got afraid, so I walked out. Another restaurant, I walked out. You know, you could do that so many times. Soon you become so hungry. In fact, I was starving to death. So I had to have something to eat. As I walked in the restaurant, I saw next to a couple of young people come for a little dessert. Man says an apple pie. I didn't know what it was, but when the lady come ask me, what would you like to eat? I said, apple pie. She brought that apple pie. Let me tell you, it was delicious. I didn't know what it was. I gobbled the thing in. I was still hungry. I didn't know how to ask for another one. Another restaurant set down apple pie. Another one, apple pie. Subsequently, I had an apple pie for breakfast, apple pie for lunch, and apple pie for supper.